All right, this is a quick one. We're going to talk about how sometimes you make the right decisions and have the right execution, and you still lose. And this is probably pretty obvious, but I want to highlight this example that I just had in one of my games as to just like how this plays out. So it's a 1-1 on Oasis. We are down 33%, so we need to win two team fights in order to win. I think over ulted in the previous fight, so I know that they have Junker Queen ulti for sure. I'm pretty sure that they have Mei ulti, and I'm pretty sure they have Beat at a minimum, right? So I'm thinking through all those different ultimates. And so they're all coming in right now. I also have my ulti, right, which I was the only one who didn't pop it in the last fight, basically, and kept it because we ended up needing it. And so my perspective here is I need to force the Mei to ult as soon as possible, right? Because if she gets deep in, if Mei gets all the way over here and pops ult, we lose, right? And again, we're in final fight territory, so we have to not lose here. We don't have the luxury of having another fight after this one. And I also simultaneously am going to try to save Javelin or Spin, depending on what I've got, at least one of them, to shut down Junker Queen ulti. Javelin will obviously stun her. You can use Javelin Spin to simply knock her off course, which can often be enough to shut down her ultimate. So those are two I'm thinking about. I also think that I have Terror Surge. I'm probably going to use Terror Surge to force out Beat. So my theory here is I'm going to force out 3 ultimates, and hopefully that's going to be enough to be able to win the fight. I really don't have other options here, so like that's the best plan that I have available. So walking through this particular scenario, checking sound real quick. Yep. So walking through this particular scenario, right, I'm going to span them out a little bit. I don't want to walk too far forward because I don't want to get pulled. So I think a rookie mistake here would be playing up close to the choke. But if I get accidentally pulled in here, right, or slept or walled or something, I wouldn't die. I would use a cooldown to get out. But as a reminder, if I have to use any of my cooldowns here to survive, that means I won't be able to shut down ultimate, right? So even hypothetically, if I was here and I use Fortify to get away, that's going to give them a clear path to walk through and then toss all their ultimates, and then I lose, right? I need to be able to immediately have all 3 cooldowns in order to have any chance of pulling this off, and it's not a high percentage play as it is. So I'm gonna walk right here, spamming, right? Shoot the Jungle Queen a little bit. I'm looking for the Mei, right? As soon as I see the Mei, I want to force out Mei, again, ultimate as soon as possible, and ideally also force block here, right? So, see again, trying to spam a little bit. I have to turn from the corner, right? I spin in because now they're turning the corner, and I'm afraid that the Mei is going to get a good line of sight on my team. So I engage right now, deep into the team, right? I get knocked back, fine, right? I don't need to Terror Surge. Still playing slow. I heard the wall go up as well, so I'm just playing slow, playing slow, playing slow. I pop Fortify now to stay alive. Pop Fortify, right? I Javelin the Mei very intentionally, trying to poke out the Mei, right? Force out block. That's basically just me, right? I don't think anybody else has even hit her at this point. Maybe the Ana. So getting her down to half, she gets scared, and she pops ulti here and throws block. But notice how far away she is when she throws... Actually, I nearly Javelin her out of it, too. I think I Javelin reactively, though, so it would never have stopped it, right? So I Javelin her, spam her a little bit, force out block. So Blizzard's in, right, no matter what. Blizzard's in on 2, which is pretty much what I didn't want to have happen. So my perspective here is I need to I know the Blizzard's in. I know the Blizzard's probably pretty good. I need to step up here to block line of sight to my team. Okay, playing here, no good, especially with flow. I got to step up, play right here in their faces, and I know of Terror Surge coming as well. So, number 1, right, I step up here, right, walking forwards, recognizing, hey, Blizzard has gone off, right? I don't need to step up right away because I notice they're all looking at me. So again, they don't have line of sight from this angle, which is why I don't need to step up. And playing over here slows down the fight, right? But when necessary, I'm going to step forward. So now I step forwards right now because I recognize, hey, look, they're going to have line of sight. I can see they're turning the corner. I see Junker Queen is going to pop ulti here, and I'm immediately going to spin and push her into the wall. And so you see that she does not, in fact, get the ulti off, right? And then that ends up saving my team, presumably. Like, they probably would have died to this. Go in, and then I pop Terror Surge. And of course, right here. Oh, no. So I thought I forced Terror Surge out with sorry, I thought I forced Beat out with Terror Surge. I forced Beat out anyway. Obviously, Lucio's worried about losing this fight, which is all me, right? Like, literally, I'm the only person applying any pressure. But Lucio did not need to beat here. But I think a better Lucio would not have beated right now. But they would have beat it as soon as I Terror Surge anyway, so functionally it doesn't make much of a difference. Regardless, I am forcing out this ultimate. And of course, they pop beat here, and at this point I'm screwed. Like, what am I gonna do? Obviously, like, popping it's not gonna kill them. Waiting to pop it is not gonna kill them. Trying to run away is gonna result in my death. I'm already purple here. I have no cooldowns, so I do that. Lucio does a really good job booping me back in, which is this is long. If I went to this corner, maybe I could live, but Lucio pushing me away is death sentence. At this point, there's nothing I can do, and then I die. We end up losing this fight, unfortunately, and end up losing the game. But that's okay, I mean, like, it is what it is. I did the best that I possibly could in this situation, right? Again, walking it back, right? Knowing, hey, look, ult tracking. I know that there's Junker Queen ulti. I know that there's Mei ulti. I know that there's beat, right? At least two of those I can stop or mostly stop myself. And then the third one I can force out. And if I'm forcing three ultimates for just my one ultimate, that's the best you can ask for out of a tank, you know? And I was in a position to potentially have lived if Lucio hadn't knocked me back in and popped beat at like point blank. So, you know, like sometimes just that's just the way the game goes. Like I don't win this one, but I most of the time this is a positive play and you end up winning, right? So again, watching from above, starting from the beginning of the fight, right? Ult tracking, trying to spam up the Mei, right? Again, trying to force it early. Shouts popped, right? I spin in to prevent them from getting any space, right? Be able to get a clean ulti off. Mei's still forced to play really far back. Again, Mei does not want ulti from here. Mei wants an ulti from here, right? Much, much closer. That gives your team less time to react. Spam, 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 right? Trying to hold the corner, trying to hold the corner. Also need to stay alive here. But ulti's gonna go off right now. With that, right? Javelin the Mei back, try to force out block at least, right? Again, I don't need to step up until they turn the corner. Nobody has LOS into my team, which is great. As soon as they start turning, right, now I spin, knock the Junker Queen in, get all three people into that, force out beat, and then I Terra Surged. Again, if I was an even better player, I wouldn't have popped Terra Surge right there. I would be like, oh shoot, they already beated, and I just would have tried to run away, right? Even if I ran all the way over to here and popped Terra Surge, maybe I could live. Like, there's a tiny chance. But anyway, is what it is, right? Obviously, I pop Terra Surge, does a ton of damage, but it doesn't matter because I am going to end up dying here and we're going to end up losing this fight. Alright, I'm going to stop there. Hopefully this was kind of instructive. I'm probably going to use this example later on when I point to as, you know, right decision, right execution. Sometimes you still don't win.